Hello my dear students, today we will discuss comparison of EMFs of two cells by using sum and difference method. Okay, by using a potentiometer. हम लोग applications of potentiometer देख रहे हैं. Now suppose we have to compare the EMFs of two cells. अब ये जो दो cells है वो कैसे connect की गई है, how we have connected these two cells will determine if their EMFs are to be added or they are to be subtracted. Okay, मतलब net EMF होगा उसका sum होगा या difference होगा, ये इस चीज पे depend करेगा कि हमने उनको connect कैसे कर रखा है. Now suppose we are connecting the two cells like this. Negative terminal is connected to the positive terminal or positive terminal is connected to the negative terminal. Then what we are doing is the effect, net effect will be the addition of the two EMFs. Okay, so they are in the sum mode. Now but if the two cells are connected in such a way that their positive terminals are connected to the negative terminal and their negative terminals are connected to the positive terminal, then if their positive terminals are connected together or negative terminals are connected together, then they are in the difference mode. So if they are connected like this, or if they are connected like this, then they are connected in the difference mode. Clear? So the net effect for this will be what? E1 minus E2, where we are presuming that E1 is greater than E2. Clear? So these are the two modes in which the two cells can be connected. Now see, let us see how we can use potentiometer to compare the EMFs of the two cells. See, this is a potentiometer wire AB. We have connected a cell across these two terminals A and B through a key to complete the circuit or cut off the circuit through a rheostat. The positive terminal is connected to A, and then the two batteries are connected like this. Battery E1 and E2 are connected through this four-way key, and then a galvanometer is connected between this four-way key and the jockey. Okay. Now first this key K is closed, and then in this four-way key, what we will do is we will first close these keys K1 and K3. See, K1 this one and K3. So what will happen if we are closing this? Then what will be there in the circuit? This E will be there because we have closed K. Then this E1 will be there, and then how this will be there? See, we have connected K1, so the circuit is like this. This one. So negative terminal is connected to the positive terminal, and then we are connecting this K3, so like this galvanometer will be connected. Clear? So here in this mode, no, this is connected in sum mode because this is positive, negative, and then positive, negative. So this will be in the sum mode. So the EMF will be equal to E1 plus E2. Clear? Then this jockey is touched at different points to obtain a null point. Suppose the null point is obtained at a distance L1 from this point A. Then this E1 plus E2 is equal to K into L1, where K is what? K is the potential gradient for this potentiometer. Okay, potential gradient is what? Potential difference per unit length. Okay, so this is equal to, we had seen in the previous lecture, this is equal to VAB upon capital L. VAB is the potential difference between the points A and B. So E1 plus E2 is equal to K into L1. This is the first thing. Now Next what we will do is, we will now remove this K1 and K3. K1 and K3 are kept open, and we will close K2 and K4. See, this is K2. So K2 and K4 is closed. So what is now happening is, this is positive, this is negative, then the negative terminal is connected to the negative terminal of this, then this positive terminal, and this one to the galvanometer to jockey. So now this connection is in difference mode. So E1 minus E2 is the EMF. This is equal to K into L2, where L2 is the distance of the null point from point A, okay, which is obtained by touching this jockey as different points at different points. So therefore we will take the ratio E1 plus E2 upon E1 minus E2 is equal to, this K and K will cancel, L1 by L2. Then by using componendo and dividendo, what we will get is this plus this, that is 2 times of E1, okay, upon this minus this, that is 2 times of E2, 2 will cancel. So what we are getting is E1 by E2. This is equal to L1 plus L2, numerator plus denominator, upon numerator minus denominator, L1 minus L2. Clear? So we can easily compare their EMFs by knowing the lengths L1 and L2. So this is the sum and difference method for comparing the EMFs of these two cells. Okay. The next we will see how to determine the internal resistance of the cell. We can use potentiometer for finding the internal resistance of a cell. For doing that, what we will do is, this is the wire A and B of the AB of the potentiometer. Now we have connected this battery E through key K and rheostat. Now we want to measure the internal resistance small r of this battery E1. So what we will do is, we will connect the positive terminal of this battery E1 to the point A, and then negative terminal is connected to the galvanometer and then to a jockey. Now across this battery E1, we are connecting another resistance R, that is, we are connecting a resistance box R through a key K1. Okay. Now what we do is, we will close this key K and we will keep this key K1 open. So battery E1, that is cell E1 and its internal resistance R are in the circuit. This resistance R is not there in the circuit. So by tapping the jockey at different points, we will obtain the null point, which is suppose at a distance L1. So therefore E1, we have obtained the null point for this EMF of this cell E1, because there is no flow of current through the cell E1. So E1 is equal to, this is the potential gradient for this potentiometer into L1. Secondly, what we will do is, now let us take this as E and let us take this one as E1. Okay. So now battery E is in the circuit. So this null point L1 represents the EMF of this cell. So E is equal to K into L1. Next what we do is, we close this key K1 as well as key K. So what is there in the circuit? Now cell E1, cell E, its internal resistance R as well as this resistance capital R are in the circuit. Now this time the current is flowing through this cell, because see, R has been connected in parallel to this. Clear? So now we will again obtain a null point. Now suppose we are getting a null point at a distance L2 from point A. Now this time we are getting a null point for potential difference across this resistance and not for the EMF. Why? Because current is now flowing through this. Clear? So therefore V is equal to K into L2, where L2 is the null point. Clear? So therefore E upon V is equal to L1 upon L2, because while taking the ratios they will cancel. Now E is what? See, let us take this loop P, Q, S, T. So here this small e will be equal to what? We are moving against the direction of current. Okay, so this they will be taken as positive. So this will be equal to what? I into small r, the potential drop across this one, plus I into capital R, the potential difference that takes place across the resistance R. Clear? So therefore what we get is, and V is equal to what? V is equal to I into R, that is the potential difference across this resistance. So therefore E upon V is equal to what? I small r plus I capital R upon IR, which is equal to L1 by L2. This gives us what? I will cancel. So capital R plus small r. Okay, yeah, small r plus capital R upon this capital R. This is equal to L1 by L2. So therefore small r upon capital R, this one, plus 1, r by r is 1. This is equal to L1 by L2. So therefore small r by capital R is equal to L1 by L2 minus 1, and therefore this internal resistance small r is equal to capital R, this one, into L1 by L2 minus 1. Okay, so this is the internal resistance of this cell. Clear? L1 and L2 are known to us. Resistance that we have introduced from the resistance box, that is also known to us. So by using this formula we can easily determine the internal resistance of the battery with EMF E. So these are the applications of potentiometer. Okay, some other applications of potentiometer are, they can be used as voltage divider. Okay, now suppose we have got some instrument to be used. What we will do is, we will connect this potentiometer. See, this is suppose potentiometer wire AB. Now we have connected a cell, driver cell here through a key and then through a rheostat. Okay, so there will be a potential difference across this wire AB. Now what we will do is, we will connect the device to be used. Suppose this is one device. This is the device. So we will connect it across this, and the other end we will connect to a sliding contact. So this sliding contact will divide this wire AB into two parts, AC and CB. Okay, this potential difference across this will correspond to this length L between A and C, and this will correspond to L minus small l. Okay, so we can divide the entire voltage between AC and CB. So potential difference across the device will be equal to what? It will be equal to the DL divided by dV divided by DL multiplied by this length. This is what? Potential gradient. This is the length. Whereas this potential will be equal to what? This remaining potential difference will be equal to dV by DL into capital L minus small l. So this way we have divided the potential across the wire AB. Okay, so this is one of the uses. And then second application or second use is for volume control. In devices there are sliding potentiometers which are used. So by changing the potential difference we can change other aspects like music, volume, okay, and other things. So this is another application. So this is how potentiometer can be used. The third application is it can be used in sensors also. So suppose there are some machines, what we will do is we will connect one part of the potentiometer wire to immovable point, and the another point, another terminal of the potentiometer wire, which is a sliding one, to another part of the machine. Now if this part of the machine moves, if there is displacement, then there will be change in the potential difference. This change in the potential difference can be amplified by using an amplifier, and which will show in the change in the potential difference. So we can know if there is any displacement in the machine. So this way the potentiometers can be used even for measuring any displacements. Okay, so this is the use of potentiometer as the sensor. Clear? Now what are the advantages of using potentiometer? You know that potentiometer as well as voltmeters can be used, but the advantage of potentiometer is they are highly accurate. Potentiometers are more accurate as compared to the voltmeters, so accuracy is more. Secondly, they can be used to measure both the EMF as well as voltage. Okay, whereas in case of voltmeters, the voltmeters can be used only for measuring the potential difference. Okay, whereas potentiometers can be used for measuring both the potential differences as well as the EMF. Okay, so this is another advantage with the potentiometer. Okay, disadvantage with the potentiometer is not portable. It's a bulky instrument apparatus, so moving it becomes a problem, and it doesn't give us the readings directly. This is also another problem with the potentiometer. Okay, but overall its accuracy is greater, and it can be used for determining both EMF as well as the potential difference. Okay, I hope you have understood these applications of potentiometers. Thank you very much for watching this video.